Welcome to basic science class. And very quickly, before we look at what we're having today, before we consider the topic, I have a question, which is what is used to make a road? And most times, maybe you've passed by some routes and you see that there was a road construction and you can see one black stuff and you don't even understand. And maybe you ask your mother, "Mommy, what is this called?" And they gave you a name. So we want to look at what is used to make our road. What is the name of that particular thing, that particular black stuff we use in making our road? That leads us to our topic today, which is mineral resources. Mineral resources. I want to just quickly say that when we're talking about mineral resources, I'm not talking about the drinks that we have. That's not what I'm saying. I know we are used to that, calling them mineral, the soft drinks. That is what we're used to, like Coke, Fanta, and you say, "Go and get me mineral," and you just rushed outside to the next shop and you got Fanta, Coke, and you say, "Mineral resources, it's not Coke, Fanta." No, it is not. So you're going to know what is mineral, what they are. Very good. So at the end of today's class, you should be able to define mineral resources and explain their significance. You should be able to identify and describe major mineral resources found in Nigeria. You should also be able to understand the importance of mineral resources for the development of Nigeria's economy. And lastly, you should be able to recognize the need to sustain our mineral resources. So very quickly, what are mineral resources? As I earlier said, they are not soft drinks. It is not your Coke, neither is it your Fanta or your Biggie or whatever it is, or your Swep and other soft drinks. Mineral resources are naturally occurring substances found in the earth crust that have economic value. So again, I'm going to go over it. Mineral resources are naturally occurring substances found in the earth's crust that have economic value. These resources are formed through geological process over millions of years. If you have seen the video where we talked about the renewable resources and non-renewable resources, you would remember when we talk about the non-renewable resources, we talked about the fossil fuel and we mentioned mineral resources. Please, if you haven't seen the video, quickly go to the YouTube channel and check for it. The topic is renewable and non-renewable resources. So that is the foundation, so we can go on. So and I remember talking about non-renewable resources, that they are being formed over millions. They can be there, they have undergone some processes through heat and pressure for over a long period of time. So let's look at examples of mineral resources. We have the iron. I'm not talking about the iron that we use at home to iron our clothes. That's not, although yes, it's an example of you got them from there, but that is not what I'm saying. Iron, I'm talking about mineral resources now. So we have the iron, the diamond, the gold, the silver, we have the copper, aluminum, granite, marble, clay, table salt. Yes, our table salt, the same table salt, the salt that we use in the kitchen that your mommy used to cook, or that you yourself used to cook, that you add to your meal. Table salt is a mineral resources. Are you surprised? Yes, table salt is a mineral resources, the rare earth elements of fossil fuels. All these are all mineral resources. So I want to look at the classifications of mineral resources. We are looking at the classifications of mineral resources. They are classified into two, which is the metallic minerals and non-metallic minerals. So we have the metallic minerals, that is minerals that include metals, and the non-metallic minerals are those that do not include metals. I hope you can differentiate them now. We have two types, the metallic minerals and the non-metallic minerals. So let's look at the metallic minerals. Metallic minerals include iron ore, copper, gold, silver, and aluminum. if you could remember in one of our classes when we talked about metals, I mentioned something about metals. And how you're going to know a metal is that they're attracted by magnets. They're attracted by magnets. So we have metallic minerals. These are iron ore, copper, gold, silver, and aluminium. These minerals are typically used in industries such as in the construction industries, in manufacturing industry, and in transportation industry. That is where these ones find their usage. That is metallic minerals. That is where they find their usage. Why the non-metallic minerals, they include limestone. So these ones, they don't contain metals. They include limestone. If you have seen your cement, is an example of, we get our cement from limestone, so it doesn't contain mineral. And I mentioned something that if you want to know if something is metallic or not, contains metal, take a magnet close to it. If it attracts it to itself, if it pulls it to itself, that means it's metals. So for our non-metallic minerals, if you're going to, I am taking limestone now as a case study, and I told us that our cement can be gotten from limestone. So take your magnet and take it close to your cement. You see, it's not going to attract it. So it's non-metal. We have our gypsum, we have our salt. Let's not even go far. The salt that we have at home, just get a magnet. Tell your parents to get you a magnet. Take salt, put it on the table. And I said table, non-metal table, because if I tell you plate, I don't know if you're going to use a metallic plate or whatever you're using. Make sure that it's non-metal. Then put your salt inside it and bring your magnets very close to it. It's not going to attract it because they are non-metals. They are non-metallic minerals. We have your clay. Maybe you have been opportune to play with your clay and you don't even know that this is a mineral resources. Your clay is a mineral resources. It can be enhanced into several things that can be used, like in the production of plates, in the production of a bathtub. We use this in the production of tiles. We use clay. If you've seen our previous classes, you will see there where we describe we talked about clay and also our quartz. So they are used in industries like the cement production. And when we are talking about cement production, we are talking about limestone here. We have in glass manufacturing industry and in agriculture. So we have looked at metallic minerals and non-metallic minerals. So some of the major mineral resources found in Nigeria, in our objective, we are saying at the end of today, you should be able to know some of the major mineral resources that are found in Nigeria. These are major, they're not just minor, major mineral resources found in Nigeria. Number one is your fossil fuel. Fossil fuels are a crucial category of mineral resources found in Nigeria, primarily consisting of the coal, crude oil, and natural gas. If you've seen a previous video where we talk about the renewable, I'm always taking you back to it because that is the basis. If you haven't seen it, please go back and check it, and it's going to help you add your knowledge here. You could remember that I said fossil fuel, they can be categorized as non-renewable energy. Yes, and fossil fuel, they were divided into three, which is the coal, crude oil, and natural gas. And that's what we're having here again. So we have the coal, the crude oil, and the natural gas. So these mineral resources have played a significant role in the country's economy and energy sector. So here's an overflow of fossil fuel as mineral resources in Nigeria. Let's look at the overview of fossil fuel as mineral resources in Nigeria. So now we're looking at the overview of fossil fuel as mineral resources in Nigeria. So number one is coal. If you could remember, I told us that our fossil fuel is divided into three. We have the coal, we have the oil, and the natural gases. So we're looking at as oil. When I'm talking about oil, I'm talking about crude oil. Crude oil, not your vegetable oil, neither is it your palm oil. I'm talking about crude oil. So number one is coal. So where can you find it in Nigeria? And that's why we're looking at the location. Nigeria has significant coal reserves located in Enugu, Benue, Kogi, and Gombe states. There may be some other states too that they have, but they are mostly found in this place in Enugu, Benue, Kogi, and Gombe states. So what are the uses of coal? Is it useful to us? Yes, let's look at it. So coal is primarily used as a fuel for power generation, providing electricity to industries and household. So you can see now that coal can be used to generate electricity for both industries and for households. It is also utilized as a heat source in various industrial processes. In various industrial processes, it is utilized as heat source. So the next one is our crude oil. Crude oil. So where can we find crude oil in Nigeria? We hear of crude oil. Where is the location in Nigeria? We have found Nigeria is one of the largest oil producing countries in Africa. So it's something of great blessing to us that we are one of the largest oil producing countries in Africa. So the major crude oil reserves are located in the Niger Delta region of Nigeria. And when we are talking about the Niger Delta region, we are talking about the south. So I'm going to mention some states specifically, such as Delta State, Rivers State, Bayelsa, and Akwa Ibom. These places, they have large quantities of reservoirs of crude oil. So what are the uses of crude oil? Are they useful? You've been hearing of crude oil, and if you had listened to the previous class I said earlier, so you will know that we got our petroleum from our crude oil. So uses: crude oil serve as a raw material for the production of various petroleum products, including your gasoline, your diesel, your jet fuel, lubricants, and plastics. So you can see that crude oil is essential it's used as raw material for the production of these things that we have mentioned. So the third part is natural gas. Do not forget that we are still under fossil fuel, and under fossil fuel I told you that it's divided into three, which is our coal, number one, then the crude oil, and your natural gas. So where can you find our natural gas? Where can you find them? So particularly in Niger, is found also in the Niger Delta region, along with crude oil reserves. And when I talked about Niger Delta, I talked about south. So what are the uses of natural gas? It has versatile applications for power generation, for cooking. Most of us, let me just even give a specific one. We have gas in our home. You have gas cylinder, and what do you use to power the gas cylinder? It is the gas that you get from the filling station or from the gas station. So you can see that it can be used for cooking, for heating, for industrial processes. It is also a vital feedstock for the production of fertilizers, chemicals, and liquefied natural gas. Liquefied natural gas, which we refer to as LNG exports. So let's go over to limestone. Limestone. We are looking at some major resources in Nigeria. Major mineral resources in Nigeria. We've looked at the fossil fuel. Now we are the limestone. So limestone is a sedimentary rock composed mainly of calcium carbonate, that is CaCO3. The Ca there stands for calcium, and the C there, the other C stands for carbon, then the other one for oxygen. So when you're going to pronounce them together, you call them calcium carbonate. So it is a versatile mineral resource that has significant economic importance in Nigeria. As I said earlier on, you can see that it is used in production of cement. It is usually light gray or yellowish in color and has a characteristic granular texture. So where do we find limestone in Nigeria? Where are they deposited? We're going to look at where we can find them across Nigeria, the states across Nigeria, and their specific locations. We have Calabar in Cross River. We have Ewekoro in Ogun State. We have Boko in Benue, we have Obajana in Kogi, and Okpela in Edo State. So if you get to these various towns or various communities in these various states and you ask them to take you to the limestone deposited area, you're going to see them there. So again, I'm going to mention these following towns and their states: Calabar in Cross River, we have Ewekoro in Ogun State, Boko in Benue State, Obajana in Kogi State, and Okpela in Edo State. That is where you're going to find most deposits of limestone. Some other states too they have, but let's just be streamlined to this. You can decide to make more research on that, but be streamlined to this. So let's look at the uses and applications of limestone. What are the uses and application of limestone? Number one is in cement production. Limestone is a crucial component in the manufacturing of cement. That's the major raw material. That's the key raw material. Without it, you cannot produce your cement. It is combined with other materials such as clay and gypsum and then heated in the kiln to produce cement clinker. So this clinker is then ground into a fine powder to make cement, which is used in construction projects such as building, roads, and bridges. If you're not going to make your house of glass or of wood or of iron, definitely you're going to make your house, or you're going to build your house using the cement. And even if you're going to use those raw materials that I made mention of for the foundation, you will need your cement for the foundation. So, and our cement is gotten from limestone. Another is in the construction and building materials. Limestone is utilized as a primary building material. It is commonly used as crushed stone or aggregates in concrete and asphalt for road construction. You can see that it's also it has its application also in road construction. That's not the answer to what I asked when I was opening this class. That is not the answer, but you can see that also limestone has a role to play in road construction as well as in the production of lime for mortar and plaster. We also have it also have another advantage, another usage in iron and steel industry. You're surprised that limestone, what does it have to do with iron and steel industry? So limestone is used as a fluxing agent in the production of iron and steel. It helps remove impurities during the smelting process and acts as a binding material in iron and oil pellets. So you can see that our limestone also is very useful in the oil and steel industry. It is very useful in the oil and steel industry. Also in agricultural soil. I know you'll be surprised to hear this, agricultural soil amendment. What does limestone have to do with it? Limestone is often ground into a fine powder called agricultural lime. And when you grind it, what is it used for? It's used to neutralize acidic soil. Limestone is actually alkaline in nature. And when you have your soil to be much acidic, that means it contains acid, what do you do to this? You take your limestone, grind it into a fine powder, and you apply it into your soil to improve soil fertility, because there are some plants, majorly plants, some plants will not survive in an acidic soil. So you need it to be balanced. If it's not balanced, your plants will not grow well. They may not grow fine. They may not yield the fruit you want. So you can apply your limestone to amend the soil to what you want it to be. So it improves the soil fertility and provides essential nutrients such as calcium. And limestone contains calcium, so it can supply that nutrient to the soil which the crop will need. Also in chemical industry, limestone is a source of calcium carbonate, which is used in various chemical processes. So limestone is a source of calcium. It contains calcium carbonate, is a source of calcium carbonate, and it is used in various chemical processes. For example, in the paint industries, they use this calcium carbonate as a filler. So one of the places you get it from is from your limestone. It is employed in the production of calcium-based chemicals such as calcium chloride, calcium bicarbonate, and calcium hydroxide. These chemicals have applications in water treatment. So all these chemicals, you can apply them in water treatment to treat your water. There are times we have hard waters, we have acid, and some other conditions that affect the water. You can use this to treat your water. And also in pharmaceutical and food processing, limestone also has its usage there. So let's look at copper. The next mineral resource we are looking at is copper. We have looked at fossil fuel, we've looked at limestone, now we are in copper. Copper is an important mineral resource found in Nigeria. And where do you find it? Where is it deposited? You can find them in Nasarawa, Plateau, Zamfara, in Abia State, and Kogi State. You can find your copper deposition in these various states that I have mentioned. So what are the uses and application of copper? You've been hearing of copper. I'm not talking about, when I say copper, I'm not, we're used to NYC and we call them copper. That's not what I'm saying. Copper as in mineral resources. Copper as a mineral resources. So what are the uses of copper? Number one is in electrical wiring. Copper's excellent electrical conductivity makes it an ideal material for electrical wiring in homes, buildings, and industrial applications. Number two is in electronics and telecommunication. In electronics and telecommunications, copper is used extensively in the production of electronic components such as your circuit boards, connectors, and switches. So even in electronics and telecommunication, our copper has its usage there. Also in plumbing and pipes, plumbing and pipes, copper pipes are used widely for plumbing systems due to their durability, corrosion resistance, and heat conductivity. So you can see that the copper is used also in plumbing and pipes. In construction and architecture, so we can see that our copper also has its usage in this. In what form? Copper is employed in roofing, in gutters, in decorative elements, in architectural designs due to its aesthetic appeal and corrosion resistance. Also in industrial machinery and equipment, copper is used in various industrial machinery and equipment, including motors, not this, I'm not talking about the canna, but there's something we call motors in one of the when we are talking about engine. So we're including motors, transformers, as you can see in the picture. That's an example of, there's a picture of transformer. In transformers, in our generators, copper has its usage there, and in heat exchangers, copper has its usage there. So the next mineral resource we are looking at is our marble. Marble is one of the major resources found in Nigeria. So what is marble? Marble is a valuable mineral resource found in Nigeria that holds both economic and aesthetic significance. It is metamorphic rock composed. Our limestone is sedimentary, while our marble is metamorphic. So do not forget this. Our marble is metamorphic rock composed primarily of calcites or dolomite crystals, and it is renowned for its beauty and versatility in various applications. So where do we find our marbles deposits in Nigeria? Where do we find them? You can find them in Igbete, Oyo State. You can find a deposit too in Igara and Okwela in Edo State. You can find it in Jakura in Kogi State. You can find it in Alaguta in Ogun State, and some other states too. They have the privilege. They have marble deposited on their land, so they are found across Nigeria. And again, I will go over them. A town called Igbete in Oyo State. You can find it in Wakuti in Niger State. You can find it in Igara and Okwela in Edo State. You can find it in Jakura in Kogi State and Alaguta in Ogun State. These regions have substantial marble reserves, making Nigeria a potential hub for marble production and export. So what are the uses and application of marble? What are the uses and application of marble? Number one is in construction and architecture. So our marble has its usage in construction and architecture. So marble is extensively used as a decorative stone in building, monuments, and sculptures. It is prized for its elegant appearance, durability, and versatility in various architectural elements such as flooring. Means when you're doing your floor, marble can be used. Countertops, wall cladding, and columns. So our marble finds its usage there. Another is in interior design. Marble is sought after for its luxurious and timeless look. If you can see this picture very well, which I know you will see on the slide, that is a marble floor. A marble building. All the things you're seeing there, they are made from marbles. So it's very beautiful. That is what we're talking about, the aesthetic value of it. So making it a popular choice for interior design purposes. It's used in the creation of furniture, decorative items, and ornamental features like fireplace, mantles, and tabletops. The next is art and craft. Marble is a favored material for sculptors and artists due to its workability and ability to hold intricate details. So you can easily manipulate marble into whatever you want it to be. Like when you are making a sculpture or you are trying to do some artwork, you can manipulate your marble into what it can be easily manipulated into what you want it to be. It is used to create statues, reliefs, and other artistic creations. The next is in manufacturing. Marble is utilized in the production of high quality ceramics, not just ordinary ceramics, high quality ceramics, glass, and paper. It's also used as a filler material in various production like paint. You know, I talked about limestone the other time, and I said it's one of the things used in paint production. That is when we talk about the calcium carbonates. And now we are having our marble tool playing the same role as a filler. So our marble tool plays the same role as a filler in paint production. Also, it plays role in adhesives and in cosmetics. So in cosmetics too, our marble has its usage there. So the next mineral resource we are looking at is graphite. The next mineral resource we are looking at is graphite. So graphite is a valuable mineral resource found in Nigeria. It is a form of carbon that occurs naturally in crystalline or amorphous forms. It occurs in either crystalline form or in amorphous form. So graphite deposits can be found in various states across Nigeria, such as Adamawa. You can find graphite in Adamawa, in Bauchi, in Borno, in Plateau, and in Taraba state. These areas are known to have significant graphite reserves. So the reserves there are much more than any other place in Nigeria. So what are the uses and application of graphite? What are the uses and application of graphite? Number one is in refractories. Graphite's high melting point and resistance to heat make it suitable for use in refractory materials, which are used in furnace and kilns. Number two is in battery. You can see a battery there. So graphite is a key component in lithium-ion batteries used in electric vehicles. So you are surprised to hear that there are electric vehicles. Yes, there are. So what the battery that they use is called lithium-ion batteries, and one of the major constituents of that lithium-ion battery is graphite, and also in portable electronics and energy storage system. Graphite also can be used as lubricants. So we have two types of lubricants. We have the liquid lubricants and we have the dry lubricants. In the case in which liquid lubricants are not suitable, that means they are unsuitable, you apply your dry lubricants. And our graphite is a unique structure, is a unique product that you can use. The next is in foundry. Graphite molds and crucibles are used, and graphite molds, the molds of graphite and the crucibles are used in metal casting processes to shape and solidify molten metals. It is used to shape and solidify molten metals. Another thing is in pencil production. I know whenever you pick up your pencil, you see a wooden outside and you see a dark part in which you used to write. The wooden part, if you could remember when we talked about our living in non-living resources, that should be the topic. Yes, in the non-living resources, we talked about wood, and under wood, yes, we talked that the subject was on wood. And the wood, under the wood, we have the hardwood and the softwood. And during that time, we talked about examples of how you can differentiate and the definitions. So we talked about hardwood being a deciduous, gotten from deciduous plants, that is trees, while our softwood is gotten from coniferous trees. So that soft part you're seeing outside, that part you hold to write, that is gotten from your softwood. Yeah, gotten from coniferous trees. But the thing inside, that black stuff inside that you used to write, is made of graphite. So when you're writing, what you used to write with is your graphite. Graphite's soft and brittle nature makes it ideal for pencil leads, allowing for smooth and precise writing. So your graphite is also used in the production of pencil. So the next one we're looking at is bitumen. That's the next mineral resource we are looking at, bitumen. In our opening question, our induction question, I asked the question that what is used in the production of our road? Like, what do we use when we are making road? When our road is in the making process, what do we use? So you're going to get your answer here. So what the answer is bitumen. Though we can have, sometimes you hear people tell you is coal tar. Coal tar is synthetic, while bitumen is naturally occurring. Bitumen is naturally occurring, so our bitumen is used in production. So it's either your coal tar is used, coal tar is synthetic, it's not natural, or your bitumen is used. Bitumen is naturally occurring. So it's also known as asphalt. Another name for bitumen is asphalt, and it's a valuable mineral resource found in Nigeria. It is sticky. That's why you see that maybe if you go near it when the road is still in the process and they just apply it, if you touch it, you see it's sticky and it's black. Our roads are black and not white. So it's black and highly viscous form of petroleum. So what are the locations where we can find bitumen deposits in Nigeria? They are primarily located in the southwestern part of the country, specifically in Ondo State, in Ogun State, Lagos, and Edo State. Just as we have our crude oil to be found and natural gases to be found strictly or majorly primarily in the Niger Delta, which I said is the south side, we can say that the bitumen deposits are found in the southwestern part of the country, like in Ondo State, in Ogun State, Lagos, and in Edo State. The largest and most significant deposit is found in Ondo State, particularly in the Ondo or bitumen belt. The Ondo or bitumen belt, that's where you find the largest and most significant deposits of bitumen. So what are the uses and application? I know the first thing that will ring in your head is road construction. Of course, yes, because that was our induction question. That what is used in the production of our road? So if number one is in road construction. Bitumen is widely used in road construction as a binder or adhesive material for asphalt, concrete. If you remember, I told us that one of the characteristics is that it's sticky and it's viscous. So it can be used as our binder or adhesive material for asphalt, concrete during the road production. It provides strength, durability, and resistance to weather conditions, making roads more durable and long lasting. Number two is in roofing and waterproofing. In roofing, I mean to say, and in waterproofing. Bitumen is used for waterproofing roofs and other structures. So it's not only found, the usage is not only found in the making of road or road construction, but also in roofing and waterproofing. It acts as a protective barrier against water infiltration, ensuring structural integrity and preventing damage. Bitumen also has its usage in surface coating. Do not forget that it's viscous, so, and it's thick, somehow thick. So it can be used to coat, surface coating. Coatings are applied to various surfaces such as bridges, parking lots, to protect them from corrosion. So if you don't want your parking lot to corrode, that means to get damage with water, you can use your bitumen to coat the surface. And that's why it is used also in zinc, in roofing, to coat the surface to protect it against water infiltration, in UV radiation and general wear and tear. Our bitumen has its usage in that. Also in paving and flooring. Paving and flooring. Bitumen is used for paving driveways, walkways, and playgrounds, providing a smooth and durable surface. Paving, that means making way. That's your walkway. You can use your bitumen there. Playgrounds, to make it smooth. So because of its durable surface and its viscous property, so it's smooth, you can use it to pave your ways. And also in flooring. In industrial, we also have an industrial application. That's bitumen is utilized in various industrial applications, including the production of adhesive, sealants, paint, and electrical insulation. So our bitumen has its usage in that. So what are the challenges that need to be addressed in order to realize the potential of Nigeria resources? You can see that Nigeria has a lot of mineral resources. We just mentioned a few which are like the most pronounced and major in Nigeria. We have others that Nigeria has. So what are the things that are serving as impediments or challenges that need to be addressed in order to realize the potential of Nigeria's resources? Number one is inadequate infrastructure. Nigeria's infrastructure is underdeveloped. That's the truth, which makes it difficult and expensive to extract and transport mineral resources. Another thing is corruption. Corruption is a major problem in Nigeria, and it can discourage investment in the mining sector. Perhaps in some cases we do not have the machinery, we do not have the finance to get these things done. Then foreign investors might want to come in and invest, but when I look at the Nigerian environment and the setting that it's corrupt, it's going to serve as an impediment from them coming to invest in the mining sector, because they believe that when they come and they try to invest, their money they won't see profit in the end. Another thing is security challenges. Nigeria faces a number of security challenges, including terrorism and armed conflicts. These challenges can make it difficult and dangerous to operate in the mining sector, especially foreign investors that want to come to Nigeria. Sometimes they get kidnapped. It's a major challenge. So because of these security challenges, Nigeria is facing a setback in the utilization of mineral resources. So what are the importance of mineral resources? Do they have importance? I know you want to scream yes. It's true. Number one is in job. So the mining industry employs millions of people around the world, and that has helped to reduce the load of unemployment. A lot of people work in the mining industry, whether in the production in petroleum mining or crude oil mining, or fossil fuel mining, whichever it is, in the mining of other mineral resources. It has produced, is an avenue for job production for millions of people, not just in Nigeria. I'm not talking about Nigeria now, but all over the world. The next is revenue generation. The sale of mineral resources can generate significant revenue for the government. In Nigeria, the sale of oil and gas generates billions of dollars in revenue each year. If you check our revenue, you see that the major source of where we get our revenue more is in the oil sector, and which is one of the mineral resources. Another is quality of life. Mineral resources can be used to improve the quality of life for people. For example, in oil and gas, you can use it to generate electricity. Okay, so you can use it to provide light and power homes and businesses. Also in transportation, when you move from one place to another, our mineral resources, which is fossil fuel, and if you remember, I told us that fossil fuel is divided into three: the crude oil, the natural gases, and coal. So we'll get our petrol from crude oil, you can get our diesel from crude oil, and other gases that is used in transportation company. So very quickly, we're going to look at some questions in accordance to what we have just learned, and I want you to follow me. Once again, I'm going to say this: if you know you haven't downloaded the Bezel app, the ExamGuide app, please do so. Go online and check for it. Go to your Play Store if you're using your Android phone and check for it and download it. It's going to assist you as you study, and also check on what you have studied, if you can still remember them, if you haven't forgotten them. When you get to the app, you click on, do not forget our subject is basic science. You click on the topic, which is mineral resources. That is under the select topics of interest. Then you click on the year, then get started. Let's look at some questions together very quickly. We have a question here. It says, I'm just going to be picking questions randomly. I'm going to be picking questions randomly. I have a question here. Which of the following mineral resources is used in making pencil crucibles? I remember that I dwelled on this very well, and I explained something. So let's go through the options that we have here. I said the first option is diamond, the second is gold, the third is graphite, your option D is coal, and your option is limestone. Let's go through it together. If we're going to go back to the class and just try and remember through your memory, okay? When we talked about pencil crucibles, it was under graphite. When we're looking at graphite as a mineral resources, and we say one of the things that is used is it's used to produce the lead inside pencil. So the mineral resource resources that is used in making pencil crucible is our graphite. Option C is the correct answer. We have another question here. It says limestone is found in which of the following towns in Nigeria? Limestone is found in which of the following towns in Nigeria? I remember I was mentioning them the other time. We have A, Ewekoro in Ogun State. I remember I mentioned that particularly. We have B, Newi, we have Elisha, we have Igbeti, and we have Ngaru. The right answer is Ewekoro. You can find your limestone in Ewekoro in Ogun State. We have another question here. That will be the last. You can still go over, you can check, or if you have the app, please go through it and make sure you attempt all the questions under mineral resources. So we're going to be looking at the last one. It says marble is a mineral resources found in, where is it found? Which of the locations in Nigeria? Which of the states is it found? Which of the locations in the state is it found? So we have Ewekoro, we have Kalagu, we have Elisha, we have Itape, and we have Igbeti. And the right answer is Igbeti. Marble is found in Igbeti. So I will do a quick rundown of a recap of what we have learned today. As we are winding up right away, we learned mineral resources, and I told us that we have two types of mineral resources. I remember that when I said mineral resources, I said it is not soft drinks, it is not the Coke and the Fanta and the stuff, it is those mineral resources that are found under the earth's crust, the resources found under the earth's crust that have been there over millions of years and are available for human use. And we know that it is classified into two: the metallic mineral resources and the non-metallic mineral resources. And we looked at the differences, and we also looked at the major mineral resources found in Nigeria, the states where you can get them, their towns, and also the application. Thank you for participating in today's class. You can practice more questions using the ExamGuide app. The app scores and gives detailed explanations of all the questions at the end of your practice test. You can also learn a particular topic of interest with different modes like study modes, mock modes, and practice modes. It has other features that make learning fun. It is a must for all serious students. Download from www.examguide.com if you don't have it yet. See you in the next class. Do not forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell, and share the video with others that will benefit from it. Bye for now.